This body cam footage captures a routine traffic stop that turns dangerous in seconds. What begins as a simple red light violation quickly escalates into a violent encounter that leaves an officer injured and multiple lives permanently affected.
I just been struck by a vehicle. Aside from me, westbound. It's going to be a motorcycle, gray in color.
As the officer attempts to initiate the traffic stop, the situation escalates almost instantly. Instead of slowing down or pulling over, the motorcycle suddenly accelerates forward. In a split second, the rider makes contact with the officer and then speeds away from the scene, turning a routine enforcement action into a violent act. The motorcycle is carrying two people, a male driver and a female passenger, neither of whom is wearing protective helmets. What should have been a brief interaction on the roadside immediately transforms into a serious criminal investigation.
I can't recall if he had a helmet on.
Witnesses immediately step forward and begin providing critical details to responding officers as the scene continues to unfold. Multiple people report seeing a black motorcycle racing through the intersection, and several specifically mention a large storage box mounted on the rear of the bike. They describe the driver as a male wearing a green shirt and black shorts, details that stand out in contrast to the surrounding traffic. The female passenger is also clearly remembered, identified by witnesses as wearing a tight white top.
He had a white shirt on, and the female did not have a helmet.
Shortly after, officers spot a motorcycle that closely matches the descriptions provided by witnesses. The bike's appearance, along with the clothing of the rider and passenger, immediately raises red flags. When police attempt to initiate another traffic stop, the rider once again refuses to comply, choosing to accelerate instead of pulling over. What follows is a dangerous attempt to evade law enforcement through active roadways, a decision that puts not only the suspects at risk, but also unsuspecting drivers and pedestrians nearby.
All over the place, man. Hey, he told me to stand up. Scooter. Did you hear him first come up?
The motorcycle was going 75.
Been hit. Yeah.
Investigators later determined that the motorcycle was traveling at extreme speeds, estimated between 80 and 100 miles per hour. At that velocity, reaction time is almost non-existent, and even the smallest error can become deadly. Blundia officers know that pursuits at these speeds leave no room for correction. Within seconds, control is lost, and the situation spirals out of control. The chase comes to an abrupt end when the motorcycle crashes, setting off a violent multi-vehicle collision that puts everyone nearby in immediate danger.
I thought that, I don't know how he got hit, the motorcycle jumped into the air. She almost fell off.
The female passenger is violently thrown from the motorcycle during the crash, suffering serious and immediately visible injuries. First responders rush to her side and begin a rapid assessment to determine the extent of the damage. She reports intense pain in her hip and lower back, raising concerns about possible fractures or internal injuries. Because of the high speed involved and the nature of the impact, medical personnel treat the situation as critical. Given the severity of her condition, emergency responders make the decision to transport her to a nearby trauma center, where she can receive specialized care and further evaluation.
Do you have any firearms or anything like that on you?
The male rider is also injured in the crash, suffering extensive road rash after sliding across the roadway. He is placed under police supervision and transported to the hospital, where his injuries are evaluated before any further legal processing takes place. At the same time, the officer who was struck during the initial encounter is also receiving medical treatment. Doctors document fractured ribs, abrasions, and significant bruising, injuries sustained while simply performing routine traffic enforcement duties. This moment underscores how quickly a standard traffic stop can result in serious harm for everyone involved.
Hey, mommy, how you doing? What's hurting you the most? Neck, back pain?
As the investigation moves forward, officers carefully review body-worn camera footage alongside multiple witness statements. Every detail is compared, from the suspect's clothing and physical features to the motorcycle itself. The black bike, the rear storage box, and the descriptions provided earlier all match what officers are now seeing on camera. This combination of visual evidence and eyewitness accounts allows investigators to confidently confirm that they are dealing with the same individuals involved in the initial incident. The driver is identified as Armando Fagaza, a Brazilian-born Fijian fitness influencer with a substantial online following. Investigators confirm that the female passenger, who was seriously injured in the crash, is his wife. And as details emerge, authorities note that Armando maintains a strong presence on social media, where he promotes fitness content to a wide audience. However, police emphasize that his public profile plays no role in how this case is handled. The investigation remains focused strictly on the evidence, witness statements, physical injuries, and the actions captured on body-worn cameras during the incident. Police later reveal that Armando did not possess a valid driver's license at the time of the incident and was carrying only a Brazilian passport. Investigators confirm that he was not legally authorized to operate the motorcycle on public roads. As the case develops, prosecutors announce a total of 5 felony charges. These include aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, fleeing and eluding police, reckless driving causing serious bodily injury, and leaving the scene of a crash after multiple people were hurt. Each charge reflects a specific decision made during the encounter. Decisions that collectively turned a traffic violation into a serious criminal case. Armando is currently being held without bond at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center as the case moves through the legal system. Authorities say the severity of the charges, combined with the circumstances of the incident, played a key role in that decision. His trial is scheduled for January 5, 2026, where prosecutors are expected to present body-worn camera footage, witness testimony, and crash analysis to support their case. If convicted on all counts, Armando could face decades in prison. However, as with all criminal proceedings, he remains presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This incident highlights just how quickly a routine traffic stop can become dangerous. What begins as a simple enforcement action can escalate in seconds when laws are ignored or authority is challenged. Traffic laws function as guardrails on the road. They are not meant to control people but to protect everyone sharing the same space. Officers rely on cooperation, and the public relies on those rules to prevent chaos. When those guardrails are ignored, the consequences rarely affect just one person. Officers, passengers, and completely innocent bystanders can all pay the price for a single reckless decision.